Hey!
Hi!
It's Emma,
Kelsey,
and we're making a video about
Thousandth Floor.
this amazing book we just read.
It's
Actually,
awesome.
I read it first because I got the arc, so.
I read it. It's still great though.
Yep. Do we know what we're doing?
No, we don't know what we're doing.
Let's do it anyway.
We're just here talking about this guy.
We're kind of brand new to videos, but we both decided that we love books so much and we want to share them with the world. So
if by the end you kind of like it, you should put a thumbs up.
yeah. And follow us for our awesome book reviews. So,
We're on Twitter and Instagram. We'll put the links down below.
woohoo.
So, what are we talking about?
We're talking about The Thousandth Floor. This book I got super excited about. So kind of a backstory. This summer, we had an awesome author come into Barnes & Noble, where Kelsey and I both work part-time. I'm a choir director by day, bookseller by night, and Kelsey...
Biology students all the time, and then part-time bookseller.
Yeah. So when this amazing author, Jonah Lisa Dyer, came into our store, Kelsey was like, this is how you tweet authors and like read books. Because I had been totally fangirling about all this author stuff. So she taught me how to start tweeting and start talking to authors about how much I love them. And as I was going through Instagram and Twitter, I found a review of The Thousandth Floor, and I just absolutely loved it, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on the book. I reserved a copy, and then the next day, I came into the break room, and I found this, the advanced reader copy. So I got my hands on it early, and I got to read it, and I have just been rubbing it in Kelsey's face the entire time. It's been fun. So the premise of this book is it's the year 2113, right? Am I correct on that? And basically the entire city of New York. See, we really don't know what we're doing. The entire city of New York has 2118. I was close. I'm so sorry. The entire city of New York has relocated to this 1,000 floor tower, which in your head already sounds imposing, but just wait until you read the book and the details she goes into about it. It's fabulous. So get ready for Gossip Girl meets Hunger Games and futuristic tech and all the amazing stuff.
Private novels kind of plays in there. Got the Gossip Girl. And if you watch The Fosters on ABC Family, there's a little bit of that going on there too.
Also some Dan and Serena, so my personal favorite fab Gossip Girl couple. So,
Blair, for sure.
Really?
I love Blair.
Oh,
I can't help it.
I like Blair and Chuck a little bit more towards the end of the series. At the beginning of it, I'm like, excuse me, girl, what is wrong with your life that you have to make everybody else's miserable? But I guess I can.
The mean girl life. I don't know, like Avery. Can't help it.
Do you think Avery's a mean girl?
I mean, I don't think she tries to be.
Fair. I think that she maybe
I feel like she comes off as a mean girl just by her looks and stature in The 1,000th Floor.
But I don't think she can really help it because of how she came about, which read the book so you can find out. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Just, it amazes me the amount of detail that Katharine McGee goes into in this book, just explaining every single aspect of the futuristic tech that we can't wrap our minds around because we don't have it yet. It's just fabulous.
The amount of biology and science she put into that book just gave it everything, because I'm like, oh, I learned about that in school. That's amazing.
And I had known nothing about biology, so I'm glad she knows, because I sing for a living, so, whatever. I wanted to talk a little bit about, one of the things. So I'm a middle school choir teacher, and I experience my kids super connected to social media all the time. And one thing that I just loved about this book is how it talked about how connected everybody was to social media. We think we're connected to our phones now. Just wait and see what Katharine McGee thinks it's going to be like in the future, because, wow, I can see it coming. I could totally see it happening.
Yeah, I feel like it would be really amazing. Like, the shopping experience and the makeup. Oh, man, for somebody who can't do anything with this face at all.
Do you see how shiny I am right now? Yeah.
You see, eyeliner, mascara, that's all we got. Can't do it. So, like, machines that could do it for me, push a button, okay, yeah, I would be golden.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool to be able to sit in a chair and tell a computer, this is what I want on my face today, because
this is how I want to dress today.
It takes way too long for me to make all of this happen every day. So, I also just think that, like, the fact that everybody in the book is so connected to social media and it drives their entire life, it just really speaks volumes about, like, what's going on today in our culture. Like, social media is extremely important to what we do every day, but it's also can kind of be a hindrance, because I've noticed with, like, as students are coming up, like, they're just completely disconnected from social relationships and things. And I think that the way that she portrays social media in the book really talks about that and really, like, hits home. It's great.
Yeah, and seeing the aspects of going out into the wilderness as a vacation just hits it home.
Yeah, we were talking about, too, like, people going outside of the tower. The entire time we were like, don't go outside the tower, there's probably, like, zombies or something. Just
the world's an abomination.
The world has just, like, degraded to the point where everybody has to live in a tower. And something I thought, like, I didn't realize when I picked up the book is that New York City is not the only city that's done this. There's a lot of other big cities around the globe that have created these towers in her alternate fantasy reality.
Yeah. We can't talk about the other things, it'd be a spoiler.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to talk about which technology you would bring to now?
Oh man, so I really like the contacts. The contacts are really cool. I feel like that would be amazing, and you'd be more hands-free. You wouldn't have to be staring at your phone all the time. You'd just be looking around and texting and calling people. But then the makeup and the clothing shopping, hello, so easy. Don't have to peel jeans off of you every 5 seconds.
I don't know. I have a problem getting dressed in the morning. I go through like 6 outfits. So it'd be really nice to just have somebody tell me which one would look nice on me.
Which one do you want to see?
I would love to see the Hyperloop, and that comes into play kind of halfway through the book, but the Hyperloop is a way of transportation. I love traveling. I love seeing new places. I've been to 4 continents, and I want to go to all of them before I die, and I just think it would be so amazing to be able to go see the world in a much quicker way. So I want that real bad. So let's make that happen, scientists and biologists.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I'm not part of that. Another thing I really like is her story building. She started out with New York, but then it's also so elaborate. She basically started with a cement slab and built an entire world up out of the ground and with her imagination.
It's just way more involved than I ever anticipated when I first picked up the book or even first read a description. Like, I had this skyscraper in my head, and it's just so much more than that. So much more than that. I would almost say that the tower itself is a lead character in the book.
Right. And then the social dynamics aren't even normal. Like, I feel like it's even further embedded. Like, it's kind of the outline of how our social dynamics are, but then it goes so much deeper into everything.
It just goes to an extreme. Like, if you live on the upper floors, you have no clue what's going on down on the lower floors where life is just terrible. And they're just literally so far removed from it that they have no concept of what other people go through. I love this book. We haven't even talked about any of the characters that we love or anything. And we're like almost 10 minutes into this video.
Sorry.
Yeah, we just love it a lot. You know.
So who's your favorite?
It's a toss-up between Eris and Rylin. I really like Rylin's spunk and how tough she is. I also really like Eris more towards the end of the book as she kind of starts to learn more things. I don't want to give a ton away, but Eris kind of bugged me at the beginning, but then I just love her. So lots of feelings. Yes, all the feels.
I really love Avery. I just can't help it. I mean, the disconnection, like how she just feels like everybody knows who she is based on how she looks and who she's related to versus how she really is inside, and how she just like hates how people connect with all of that. And I really relate to that part. And then, but I also love all of the relationships. Like, she embeds you in these relationships chapter by chapter, connecting you to each character. Like, you might hate them in the first, but like by the second chapter on this story, you're like, all right, I'm invested.
Because you kind of actually understand where they're coming from. We were talking about before, I love books from multiple perspectives. Kelsey,
it's a toss-up. I kind of really like learning every aspect about a character in the first person or third person, following them through the whole journey, but then on the other hand, you get multiple perspectives.
Yeah, I love that because I've always, being a teacher, I feel like I have to see my entire life from the eyes of a 5th or 6th grader, which is scary sometimes, but also great because I love them. But I love being able to get multiple perspectives in a story too, because I feel like I connect way more to like the overall big picture that way, and I just loved that.
Yeah, it was definitely amazing. Definitely a fast read. You really want to finish and see what happens.
There's a picture on Twitter of me, and like, this is no joke. We had a mini fire in our kitchen at school the first week of school, and I was in my classroom with no students reading my arc, and the alarm went off, and I literally, the first thing, this is not a joke, the first thing I grabbed was my arc of the Thousandth Floor, and I ran out of the building with my emergency bucket and my book, and I was like, I can't leave without it. I never wanted to put it down. I didn't want to be without it because any second that I had to read, I was reading.
Yep, my homework, back shelf. Like, nope, I gotta finish this book because it just came out and Emma knows everything and I don't.
Yeah, it's kind of been nice knowing something about a book that Kelsey didn't, because typically, since I started working with Kelsey, she's been the one telling me what books I need to read, so it was kind of fun to be like, hey, I'm going to hold this book over your head, literally.
But that's okay, because she's going to read An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night.
I'm so excited.
And I really can't wait to talk to her about it.
I can't wait either.
And maybe we could talk to you about it if you like our videos.
Exactly. So what book are you reading next, Kelsey?
Torch Against the Night. Oh, where did I put it?
It's over there, but here's my copy down here.
Torch Against the Night.
I am currently reading It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and then I am moving on to this arc, because I borrowed it from somebody else, called The Forgetting. It's by Sharon Cameron, so I'm excited to read this too. But then I'm starting Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night, so...
By Saba Tahir, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Hopefully.
I think so.
Well, when she catches up and we finish, make another video.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.